Hi everybody, Renegade68 here with some more Let's Play Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor's Path Blind. Sorry for the abrupt end in the last video that was preceded by a few Persona 4 videos. Preceded? No, exceeded? Followed by a few Persona 4 videos. Yeah, I didn't mean to end it there, but I kind of had to end it there. No, I mean, I had to end it there. It's more like I didn't mean to leave it there. I meant to just continue the next day with Ace Attorney, but then I didn't want to. I was in the mood for Persona, so I played Persona. Oops, so I had to leave it there. Anyways, we're playing more investigations. What's going on? In court, Blaze the Bestie treated this testimony as if it meant nothing. Ah, yes, that's right. We're doing Little Thief. Yes! I love the Little Thief. It's so bad, and by bad I mean good. Why would he do that? The president and his kidnapper were not standing inside the orphanage grounds. Okay. So a connection between the orphanage and the kidnapping is difficult to prove. But I mean, oh, I see what you're saying. Technically they're outside it, so technically the orphanage might not have been involved. Oh, okay, I get what you're throwing at me. I see. It's not like they were seen inside the orphanage after all, that's what he just said. Ha! No matter how much evidence the detectives gather at the crime scene, doesn't mean squat if the prosecutor won't use it in court! Yeah, because the prosecutor was Blaze. Blaze the Bestie had some kind of connection with Patricia Rowland. Ha! I figured they'd some kind of deal going on. Like a deal in bed! In other words, you think that Blaze was one of the kidnappers? Well, there needed to be a second one. Blaze had Patricia found not guilty. Were they partners in crime? However, your father was convinced that Patricia Rowland was the culprit. Your father was a highly capable investigator, I presume. No shit. Might he have had some other basis for his conclusion besides the eyewitness testimony? Yeah, I figure he did. I have no idea what it was. My old man never really talked much about this case. I could see why. Agent Lang's father, Dai Long Lang. President Wang's most trusted confidant. The truth he discovered was suppressed by Blaze the Bestie. First, we must find that hidden truth. Yup. Oh. Moment of the incident, 2:10 a.m. 150. Oh, we can switch now? Alright, cool. Okay, what's in our logic? It's been a weekend, plus I played Persona 4 on Friday, so, let's see. Found near Cameron's body to come from the facility grounds. Instructed by Patricia, something was dig up. This might be a stretch, but I'll try it anyways. Might as well. Alright! If we suppose that Blaze was one of the kidnappers, it becomes more likely that what he dug up yesterday is connected to the abduction. Ah! What is it? I figured it out. It was treasure! Treasure! Of a sort, I'm sure. In some cases, evidence can be considered treasure. Couldn't Blaze have dug up the ransom money? Possibly. Although, wait. Was there any ransom money? Oh, that's right. Okay, again, it's been a weekend. The $100 million ransom. Buried in the ground until the heat had died down. It's certainly possible. I know, right? Monsters Footprint Data updated my organization. Okay, alright, so, how do you change again? It's like this? Yeah, it's like, yeah, what's up? And then, change recreation. Oh, there's two more things. Let's do that. Yeah, using Little Thief. Oh, you want to hear about the Little Thief's newest feature? You mean the one you already talked about in Case 2? Although that was forever ago, so. Not particularly. Well, come on, don't say that! Using the latest feature, we can now recreate the scene at different times. She just went ahead and started explaining it. Right now, we can recreate the scene based on the police investigation report. And Mr. Cameron's eyewitness testimony. Are there going to be more? Please let me know whenever you want to switch scenes. Oh yeah, Mr. Cameron's photo. I recreated the scene based on Mr. Cameron's photo. Doesn't something seem off to you? I don't know, but I'm sure there will be something because it's a little thief after all. Indeed, if you compare the recreation with the information we've gathered, there appears to be a clear contradiction. Oh, I knew something was off. Let's compare the evidence we have on hand with the scene recreated from the photograph. So just, I don't need to change it right now. Maybe later. Okay, so, did we examine all this stuff? I don't know. I remember we examined all the old stuff. Let me see, make sure we examined all the new stuff. Cameron took a photo of the president from this spot. And he also called Miss Crane, right? At that time, the killer was already behind him, holding the murderous brick. Indeed. Yeah, okay, so it's all one thing, alright. And then, ooh, anything different about the footprints? These footprints stop near the body. Must be Mr. Cameron's footprints. He sure has some big feet, look like a size 11. According to the data, his shoes match these footprints. I feel like we've heard this before, but I could be wrong. Something similar for sure. There wasn't much new there. Okay, let's check this out. First, Huang himself. Or we can just check it like this. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking at. Oh, is it the snowman? Is that what's different? I'll end with the snowman because I'm pretty sure that's what's different. What's up with you, Huang? Daijun Huang. 12 years ago, he was still the president of Zhangfa. Doesn't he seem a bit younger? Though it might be hard to tell, since it's so dark. You'd think he'd be a bit younger, it's 12 years ago! Indeed, and with the situation being what it was, his facial expression seemed a bit strained. I wonder where the president was taken after this. We don't know that yet, however, the answer to that question lies here. One thing actually crossed my mind, what if the kidnapping was staged by what's his face? By the president, Wang. I mean, maybe not, but considering what we know about him from 12 years into the future, it's possible he was doing shady stuff back then too. We don't know. We don't know yet. Question lies here, then it should become clear when we continue the investigation. Yes. Alright, what's up with you, dude? Dude that kind of looks like Gregory, but the cloak is a different color. It's the president's kidnapper. Let's try drawing out whatever we can from their appearance. Right, I got it. Their appearance. Their appearance. They look like your father, except with a different colored cloak and hat. We don't need to talk about that. First things first, the kidnapper threatened the president with a gun. Look at how they're holding the gun. It's like they're trying to show it off. Totally not cool. I think that's usually how you hold a gun. Unfortunately, we cannot see the person's face because it's hidden by their coat and hat. And look at that pop collar. It's like they're trying to be all that. Totally not cool. Is this intentional? This really does look like Gregory. I mean, I know it's after he died, but it looks like Gregory except, the coat and hat are a different color based on the image. I think it was like blackish instead of brownish, but this really does look like Gregory. If that's unintentional, that's weird. And if it is intentional, what does that mean? Their body seems relaxed, suggesting that they had a composed mental state. They even have one hand stuffed in their pocket. Totally not cool at all. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's stuff is drawn out from their appearance. That may be true, but it's not quite what we're looking for. Alright, snowman, the most important thing. About this snowman. We recreated the scene where Mr. Cameron was killed. It already melted. Yup. Its scarf was all soggy, and one of its button eyes was missing. I think the button eye is still missing. Indeed, at this stage it appears that most of its original form was still intact. Although, there's one spot that looks unnaturally lacking. Poor thing, I bet some naughty kid must have plucked it off. Although, from a thief's perspective, that kid does have some promise. Was it plucked off by one of the children at the orphanage? No, perhaps. It was taken by an entirely different person altogether? Maybe. Deduce. Deduce? What do I have in my evidence? Oh, bloodstained button. Cameron's corpse held it tightly in his right hand, stained with Cameron's blood. Cameron's corpse held it tightly in his right hand. So is it going to be this button then? Is that the button that came off the snowman? So why'd he pull it off? I think that's what we're deducing. I believe. That's my, that's the first thought that pops into my head, at least. Is this spot somehow connected to any of my poop? No, but maybe my evidence. Yep. This snowman, wouldn't you say it's missing something? Yeah, we already talked about it. Its right eye's missing. Precisely, and what's more, that missing eye happens to be in our possession. The button that Mr. Cameron was holding on to. It's got the exact same design as the snowman's left eye. Yup. If we assume this button was indeed the snowman's eye, a huge contradiction rises. This button is the snowman's eye. What contradiction arises? The location of the victim, the location of the snowman, the location of the president. President has nothing to do with it. The snowman was in the same place both times, so location of the victim. The victim was holding on to the button. Furthermore, the button was stained with blood. In other words, he grabbed the button after he was attacked. Are you sure? Sure he didn't grab it before he was attacked? Although, actually, I don't know if we have his autopsy report in our thing or not, but, do we? Incident files. Do we know if death was instantaneous? President, law, the stoop-doop-doo. Oh, that's all it is. Okay. I guess we don't know if death was instant. Oh wait, no. Autopsy report. That's right. Died instantly. Okay. Yeah, so we had to have grabbed it. Yeah, he grabbed the button. What does it say? In other words, he grabbed the button after he W. After he was attacked? Wouldn't he have... What? I thought we just went over the fact that death was instant, which means, and by just over, I mean just went over, that death was instant, so he must have grabbed it before he was attacked, which means it was already bloody. Or something. For example, if we were to picture it in this way, after being struck in the back of the head, Mr. Cameron lost his balance. As he was falling, he reached out his hand toward the nearby snowman. Okay. However, it could not support his weight, and he collapsed while still grasping the button. Yeah, okay, so this, I was thinking that the direction they were going was that the snowman was bloody, but no, I don't think so. But that would mean that he'd be closer to the snowman. Huh? That means... Mr. Cameron was near the snowman when he was attacked? So, what was it that led us to believe that he wasn't? I don't remember. Indeed. At the very least, he must have been within arm's reach. However, it's quite clear that he would not have been able to reach it from his current position. And yet, the picture seemed to have been taken from a ways back. I wonder why that is. But Mr. Cameron's footprints only lead toward the flower bed. Plus, the picture's distance make it look like that's where he should be. Can we be certain that those footprints really are Mr. Cameron's? Ah, the plot thickens. It seems we need to investigate them one more time. Understood. I'll recreate the time the body was discovered scene one more time. Alright. So what are we changing here? It's not like we know whose footprints they do belong to. These footprints should match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes, right? I suppose. Let's inspect them again. I don't know what's changed, but okay. These footprints, are they really Mr. Cameron's? They're from size 11 shoes, and these huge footprints match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes. No matter how you look at it, they're moving steadily toward the center of the flower beds. I suppose. When Mr. Cameron was attacked, he grabbed the button from the snowman. Even with a great thief's peak human conditioning, your arm just can't stretch that far. Yup. Let alone an ordinary civilian. It'd be completely impossible. The footprints come from the shoes worn by the victim, just as the case file says. However, does that mean Mr. Cameron was the owner of these shoes? So what are we saying here? The footprints might be the footprints of, like, the killer or something? Either way, though, it seems like they do... Wait, so... Okay. The shoes that he's wearing match the footprints on the ground, I suppose. But do the shoes he's wearing match his feet? Maybe the killer planted his shoes on his feet. I think that'd be pretty obvious to notice, but... I don't know. We should re-examine Mr. Cameron's shoes. Alright. Maybe that's where we're going with this. Maybe he actually has really small feet. Maybe. Won't rest until I put... Alright, shoes. These shoes should match the footprints. However... These shoes... It seems like they were not the ones originally worn by the victim. Ah. Yeah. His feet are probably a bit smaller. His footprints are probably the ones on the right. He probably came to the flower bed and then circled back around. Yeah, I'm guessing he came to the flower bed, took the picture, and then circled back. That's why they're all over the place. What do you mean? If you look closely, you'll see the laces were tied up strangely. And the size doesn't seem to fit quite right either. Alright. Victim shoe data jotted down my organizationer.